Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala. Damage control.
All right, it is time to learn what can be done when your house is damaged. Whether you're doing it yourself and you need a little do-it-yourself hint, Joe Reichel is here to answer that question, or maybe something large. I mean, my goodness, we saw some pictures of the damage from the tornadoes the last couple of days. Absolutely unbelievable. And thank goodness we have people in this world who can actually fix that, believe it or not, even if it is making a new house from the ground up. Joe Reichel is here from Damage Control Services to answer your questions regarding those types of things. The phone number here right now on the air is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-9622. Good morning, Joe. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good. And that was, a little scary watching the news and all the damage that's been happening. They're saying it's, going to continue this, the way the storm system is. So, it is that time of the year. And I have no doubt, that we can rebuild stuff like that. But most importantly is being prepared for it as homeowners, or helping homeowners to see the need to be prepared in the event that things like this happen. And tornadoes, unfortunately, are one of those things that you really can't prepare for, because you don't know when or what, when it might happen, or where it's going to happen. So, and here's the thing. Last night, I was watching the news, thinking about it. I wonder how many families have discussed it as far as where are you going to go in the event of a tornado. People often say go to the bathroom or get inside the tub or the shower, and those are very safe places to be as long as there's no windows in your bathroom. So oftentimes you want to go to an interior room where there is no windows and things like that, and make sure it's the safest area, and be prepared to get there, to go there if you need to.
We were talking about this morning, the fact that you can now, with your phone, get an alert from something like the Weather Service or from the Sheriff's Department.
The Sheriff's Department,
They send out that red alert. And there was one guy that I heard on the radio report that credited that with saving his life. He said he had 15 seconds after he got that note. That note, with that text message, whatever.
Right.
And I can't remember where he went, but he went into like a bathroom or something. And in other words, his chosen place to be in case of one.
Yeah, there was a story last night in the news I saw. His family went to a closet. And that was what saved them. There was, they gathered there with their, I think they even said they had their dog with them. So, and that's, make sure you've got everything.
Yeah.
Everybody's prepared to go and into a safe place like that. I know as kids, we always, growing up and going through school, they always had the tornado drills and fire drills, things like that. And that's something, oftentimes we get away from. We don't even think about it. You and I have talked, I think it was last week even, about having a fire extinguisher, knowing where it's at. Right. These are little things that, oftentimes in our day-to-day lives we just get busy and we don't even think about. But yet, really that it's these, making plans like this that can save our lives and the lives of those that are most important to us, our family and friends.
And you have a phone call. Let me go to the phone. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Yeah, good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
See, it's terrible to see those homes the way they're in a tornado situation. That you're just there's just rubbish left over. Do they ever? Is it possible to rebuild on the same foundation? Because that's not going to probably be destroyed. It'll probably be pretty much as is. But would it make any sense to do that, or do they have to dig all that up too?
Well, it really depends on the damage, the type of damage that is sustained to that area. So, if the foundation has been moved or something, because of it, and really depends on the type of construction of the home too. Like if you had like a stem wall or something like that, that could be damaged by debris, flying debris, or even the winds could damage that. If you've just got a slab there, oftentimes you more than likely would be able to rebuild on that spot. I know, when I was quite a bit younger and still living in Pennsylvania, there was a tornado went through where my family, where all my family is from, my grandparents and whatnot, and there was a home that was completely removed from the basement was the only thing that was left. And they were able to build another home, using the, right on top of there. So, it really depends. It's a great question, but there again, it depends exactly. A lot of things come into play.
Right.
What type of construction was it? How bad was the storm? Those type of things.
These people that live in these tornado areas, it's like every year it's the same, basically in the same states, pretty much in the same area. Well, you think if you're to build a home or had a home, you would have a safe room or some place to go to. But most of these people, they don't have this kind of security, so they just run into a closet or whatever they got left and hope for the best. But, I know if I lived down there, I'd sure have like a storm cellar or something to retreat to in case of a tornado.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, oftentimes, the safest ones are the underground shelters that they have for tornadoes and things like that. But, really, right here in Florida, we have just as many tornadoes here in Florida as anywhere else. And that's something that we don't realize or we don't recognize. But, when we talk about Tornado Alley, you're talking about a rather extensive area across the United States. I mean, that's the whole center of the United States. So, as far as the area, we have just as many tornadoes right here in Central Florida. So, we need to be, and that's one of those things that you can have pop-up tornadoes anywhere, and especially this time of the year. So you need to be prepared for it. You need to have a plan and know what you're going to do in the event of.
It's like there's so many trailer courts, mobile home courts in Florida.
Yes.
And, boy, you'd think when you research one out to eventually to move into, you'd want to make sure that somewhere in that facility that there is a safe room or a brick room or someplace to go to, because in a mobile home, there's no chance whatsoever,
And that's the thing. I mean, make sure you have somewhere, have a plan in case of event, and then knowing too what to do even after is very important, because there's going to be downed power lines and all sorts of bad, all sorts of dangerous conditions that could cause continued damage or hurt to someone, and you've got lots of debris laying around and nails and all types of things that are a serious problem. So
it's quite a mess. I would imagine like down here or anywhere where there is a tornado, you got to have a lot of reconstruction and building going on. Do you think, like from other places in the country, the builders and people go to these areas because of the demand to reconstruct or to construct new facilities?
Well, and that's another friend of mine this morning who works for another restoration company. Him and I were talking about it, and the amount of material that's going to be going to that area right now, as far as tractor trailers full of materials and things, is going to be incredible, just because of the rebuild and the demand for it. It's just like whenever we have the hurricanes here, everybody's boarding up, so you're lots and lots of plywoods being built or bought up for stuff like that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But, as far as a lot of people going to different areas like that, you will have people traveling, because there's a lot of cleanup that needs done for that.
The video, the video showed some RVs on their side. It was a large tow truck that is the type of a tow truck that normally would, pull like a semi off the road. It was a huge, and those things are heavy, and it was knocked over on its side. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the amount of power in these storms is incredible, and that's why there again, be prepared for it because you never know.
But as much as it's obvious to say, okay, a fast wind, a strong wind could damage your home. Sometimes a gentle wind or gentle rain is enough to pull down a limb.
Well, and that's exactly
that could take out a corner of your house.
And that's exactly right. And like I was saying, it's that time of the year. So, check out the trees around your home. If you have a limb that's hanging over the house that maybe is looking a little dead or just doesn't look good, it's always a good idea to get someone out there, get a professional to take a look at it, to see if it's something that needs to be removed, and then do what it takes to get it removed in the event of, these strong winds or storms that pop up, and then all of a sudden you've got a limb or even an entire tree on your house. And this time of the year, like I said, we're going to be going into more and more of these storms, and I'll be busy. Last spring there was the end of June and early July, we got a lot of these storms that popped up, and we got quite a few jobs from that.
We all the time on your show talk about damage because that's what you do, damage control. But I'm just going to shift to something a little bit less, if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
You go into like Lowe's or Home Depot, and you're in this section, and they've got these like kitchens areas,
right?
And you're the type of guy, and maybe you're the man and his wife, and you're in this. Gosh, I'd love to make our kitchen look like this. Well, good luck. You don't know how to do that kind of stuff. I mean, the house is not damaged, in other words.
No.
But here they are. They're thinking, boy, this would be nice, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you like to strip out our kitchen of all the things it has, or our bathroom, or whatever it is?
We've got a job going like that
you
right
do?
now, actually.
So, and I guess that's where I was going with the question is, do you have people who realize that we could call on you to hire you, obviously?
Yeah.
To do this kind of thing.
We do renovations and restoration work as far as fires and floods, and then renovations or remodels, things like that. If someone wants to do a kitchen upgrade or figure out what they can do, we've got one going right now, and the homeowners have decided they bought a house, really nice house already, and they've decided to basically take it apart, to gut it, and then make it what they want. So, I mean, it's going to be a gorgeous home, but, I mean, we've got a homeowners that have just said, hey, I want new cabinets and countertops, or put some, and new paint or something like that. Here's the thing, and this kind of just brought to mind, I was talking to a friends of mine last night, and they're doing this, and, I didn't know they were doing it, and anyway, they hired someone to do this, and they've got working with a guy, and I don't know who it is, and she had picked out paint colors, and she had picked out a certain brand of paint. Nothing wrong with the paint, but the person that is going to be doing the work for them said, no, you have to pick out this kind of paint. So now she's got to, and they can't match it. So she's got to go through all the paint colors and pick something similar. So she had 20-some different paint samples in front of her at Harry's last night, trying to pick out paint samples. And I said, aren't you the one that's in charge here?
Good for you, yeah.
And she said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, this is your house.
Yeah, right.
He's working for you.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I guess that was, she got the point, but, if you're hiring someone, unless you've got, you give them complete control of the project and say, hey, make me happy, that's, it's totally different. But you're the one that's writing the check. You're in charge.
Right.
If you want a certain paint, I mean, it's fine for somebody to say, well, maybe you want this, different quality or, whatever, or this would be better. But if that's what you want, that's what you should get.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
As a homeowner, if you're hiring someone, this is just a a PSA. If you're hiring someone,
PSA.
use your right as the person that's writing the check and say, hey, I want this.
Be the alpha.
Right. Be the alpha male or the alpha female, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever.
But, this is your home. You're the one that's going to have to be happy with it. So, I mean, if a person's helping you to remodel or to make some changes, and you want suggestions, that's great.
Well, see, the word suggestion is appropriate. I could imagine this. This is what I could imagine myself. Going into, let's say, a Lowe's or a Home Depot, finding, I like this, I like this, I like this. Oh, Joe, could I have you do this for me? And before we start, let me go into Lowe's with you and show you what I was thinking about. So now the two of us are standing there, and you know the area that I'm talking about.
I do.
And you go, well, Larry, you know what? This is all nice, but... Now, here comes the suggestion. Now, the alpha male in me has to step down and say, well, wait a minute. I don't know as much about this as you do.
Well, and here's the thing.
So that's where a suggestion becomes...
Suggestions and recommendations are great.
Yeah.
And that's, that's the route that you want to take. I mean, I'm not going to do something I'm not comfortable with, and I would want to get, if I'm going in to get my car worked on, I'm not going to tell them what I need. I'm going to say, hey, what do I need? I'm not going to tell you. But, and that's the thing. I mean, it really, there is such a wide range of things that can be done on a home or to fix a home. I was talking with a friend of mine just the other day about the purchase of a house, and basically it really depends on your budget and what you want, because just about anything is possible depending upon your budget and your wants or your needs. So, she was saying about an outdoor kitchen and, things that she wanted to add to a house. And these are all
nice.
great things as long as the property and everything is conducive to have it. We were talking about, taking a, like a 3-2 and making it you'd have a master bedroom and master bathroom and then two smaller bedrooms and a bathroom.
Okay.
You could take that 3-2 with some money and a budget and a desire, a plan to do it, and you could make a 2-2 out of that. You could have take those two smaller bedrooms and combine them into a larger bedroom suite, a master bedroom suite, and a large master bathroom suite, and still have a large large bedroom and bathroom for the guests or family friends whenever they came. So, really, like I said, it depends on your budget, your wants and your needs, and as long as you consider those things, or you have a contractor or someone remodeling your home and they consider these things, then that's what you want.
All right, we do have a phone call. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
What you mentioned there and what you talk about, these are things that have one time or the other gone through my head, and we did modify a home to a certain degree. But, if you could do it all over again, I would have done it slightly different. In other words, don't you think it's a good idea to have somebody, something similar to an architect, to go in there and actually lay out the rooms, because they have a good idea of the dimensions that are needed, so once it's done, it's either not a claustrophobic nor is it a stadium type of thing.
Exactly. And really that depends. It depends, I think, individually upon the project that you have. If you're looking at a large project and changing quite a bit of stuff, oh yes, by all means, hire an architect, and sometimes even an interior designer, because they're going to have ideas and things that they can do, or suggestions of things that you can do as the homeowner or have done that you may have never thought about before. So
Well, the other thing is, you mentioned kitchens, and a kitchen could be a very good working kitchen. It's all depends on how the different things are laid out and how the cabinets are done. And it doesn't really matter the size of the kitchen. You can have a very large kitchen, but if it's not laid out right and the cabinets haven't been, thought out correctly, you're going to have a very difficult kitchen to work in.
and that's the main thing, making sure that it is functional to whatever you need. Homeowners can, or even, anybody can have an idea, but if it's not exactly a working idea or something that is going to benefit or like you said, even be a valuable use of space, it wouldn't be good. So, and that's where a lot of times we have homeowners and, they're doing exactly what Larry was describing as far as they go to Home Depot and they look at Home Depot or Lowe's or other big box stores and they look at these kitchens and they say, hey, this is what I want. That might not necessarily work exactly for you or the space that you have, there may be a better use of space.
Right. You hit it right on the head there. But one of the homes we had was a smaller home, but the way it was laid out and the way, like we just said, the kitchen. I mean, the kitchen was ideal. I mean, there was no wasted movement, but yet you had the room and the countertop and everything else to prepare the meals.
Yep.
And even though it was a smaller house, we had more closets.
Yeah.
Today, they design a house and they forget all about closets. You have a 3-bedroom house with, you're lucky if there's 5 closets, including the pantry.
Right.
Anyway, thank you very much. But this is stuff I think people should know about and think about before they, go ahead with their plans.
Well, and that's exactly. A lot of times people don't think about all the options or what it takes to go into it.
Thank you very much for your program, and thank you, WOCA.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What about something as small as a broken window? Would somebody call you for that?
We've got people that take care of stuff like that.
Just a broken window? Yeah.
And really it depends on how the window's installed as far as what it's going to take, either replacing the whole window or just replacing the pane. We've done lots of glass replacements in the historic district on old houses that have, you're just replacing, the individual panes of glass in the windows. So it really depends on the job.
There was a story this morning, a crazy story, awful story, about a man who was, I guess, angry with his girlfriend after drinking. You heard the story? And he goes home and he breaks his windows in his house. He stabs the dog in the head. I guess the dog is doing okay, but it's a crazy story. But I'm thinking all of his windows are broken in his house now.
Yeah, I don't know if that was his house or her house, but
right. I don't know either.
Yeah, I saw that on the news last night. That was kind of maybe that's the reason I don't watch the news. That was kind of sad.
That is. The only bad thing about the news is that the nutcases and the sad stories happen all the time. Well, that's why you control damage, though.
That's why.
Sometimes it's not always nature. Sometimes it is humans.
Oh yeah, we've done lots of jobs where they've been vandalized or theft. People have broken into homes and caused damage. So, all kinds of disasters out there. People run into buildings with cars.
So I wanted to tell you that I took one of your magnetic business cards and I put it on the gas tank of a biker.
I like it.
A very rough-looking guy, and I kind of waited in my car to see what he would say. And he came out of the.
You didn't know him?
No, no. I came out of the wing. What's it called? The wing house.
Wing house. Yeah.
And he came out. He saw it there. And he made a little face, and he put. I'm teasing. I didn't do it to you. I had you go for it.
I'm waiting to see where this is gonna go. He's probably waiting for me somewhere.
I'm teasing you. But
we are going to be doing some contests with the magnets. If you can.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, or even your business cards on my cars. So.
Yeah, and I've got yours on mine. Thank you, Joe. We are just right up against the clock, so we got to run. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The storm system, which tore through the South, has left at least 30 people dead, 13 killed on Monday, 17 on Sunday.
Arkansas Governor Mike Beebe has asked for a major disaster declaration for Faulkner County, and a trip down Main Street in Vilonia, Arkansas explains why. Trees are snapped, power lines are down, debris everywhere.
Fox Radio's Tanya J. Powers. The alleged gunman at a FedEx facility shooting this morning has killed himself after hurting several people there.
Those 6 FedEx employees are now being tended to by doctors.